Does the ticking of a clock ever make you ponder on the state of the world and the existential risks we face? A seemingly simple object, a clock, bears a potent symbolism when it comes to illustrating the potential dangers that threaten our existence. This is not just any clock, but the Doomsday clock, a concept introduced back in 1947 by the Bulletin of Atomic Scientists. This metaphorical timepiece serves a sobering purpose: to manifest the existential risks to our world. Each tick towards midnight signifies an escalating risk of a global catastrophe. It's a stark reminder of the precarious balance in which our world teeters, caught between progress and potential disaster. When first introduced, the Doomsday clock was set at a relatively comfortable 7 minutes to midnight. Today, it stands alarmingly close to the symbolic apocalypse. But what factors have caused this shift? Let's delve into why. The hands of the Doomsday clock are moved based on the current threats to our existence. And it seems our globe is ticking closer to midnight, the symbolic hour of the apocalypse. The world is no more stable than it was last year, even though the hands of the clock have not moved. One of the biggest threats to our existence is nuclear escalation. Russia's large-scale invasion of Ukraine has heightened tensions with the West, reaching levels not seen since the Cold War. The ongoing conflict and Russia's disturbing nuclear signals raise the specter of a nuclear catastrophe. The suspension of Russia's participation in the New START treaty with the United States and the deployment of tactical nuclear weapons to Belarus are alarming developments. These actions by Russia, a country that holds nearly half of the world's nuclear warheads, have cast a long shadow over global security. Simultaneously, the Middle East is a hotspot, with Israel, a nuclear power, at war with Hamas in Gaza. The possibility of this conflict spiraling into a wider regional war and drawing other nuclear powers into the conflict is a grave concern. And then there's climate change. The year 2023 was the hottest on record, and global greenhouse gas emissions continue to rise. We're in uncharted territory, with global and North Atlantic sea surface temperatures breaking records and Antarctic sea ice at its lowest level since satellite data collection began. On top of these, the rapid advancements in artificial intelligence and biological research pose potential dangers. These technologies are advancing faster than we can put safeguards in place against their misuse. The words of scientists ring true. Keeping the clock at the same level compared to the previous year does not indicate that the world is stable. The risks are diverse, escalating, and interconnected, but the question remains, are we doing enough to mitigate them? As we delve deeper into the existential risks we face, it's crucial to look back at our journey so far. The Doomsday clock, a symbolic representation of how close we are to global catastrophe, was first set at 7 minutes to midnight in 1947. The years that followed saw the clock's hands move closer and farther away from midnight, reflecting the ebb and flow of global security. The most critical years so far were 2018 and 2019, when the clock struck 2 minutes to midnight. This was due to the failure of efforts to combat climate change and the escalation of the nuclear arms race. The year 1953 also saw the clock at 2 minutes to midnight due to the US and Russian nuclear tests. These moments in history serve as stark reminders of the consequences of our actions, or lack thereof. On the brighter side, the safest year was 1991, in the aftermath of the Cold War, when the clock was set back to 17 minutes to midnight. The Bulletin of the Atomic Scientists, responsible for setting the clock, was founded in 1945 by luminaries like Albert Einstein and Robert Oppenheimer, who were part of the Manhattan Project that produced the first nuclear weapon. Their intention was to warn the world of the dangers of nuclear weapons, a warning that holds true even today as we grapple with a range of existential risks. The history of the Doomsday clock is a testament to our capacity to both create and mitigate risks. As we stand on the brink of potential catastrophe, we must remember our past and use it as a guide to navigate our future. In the face of these alarming existential threats, action isn't just necessary, it's inevitable. Addressing these risks requires a collective effort, a global collaboration that transcends borders, cultures, and ideologies. The stakes are too high for unilateral actions or isolated solutions. International cooperation more than ever is the key to mitigating these risks. Climate action must be at the forefront of our efforts. We need to combat climate change through innovative solutions, sustainable practices, and global policy changes. We must strive to reduce our carbon footprints, invest in renewable energy, and preserve our planet for future generations. Just as crucial is the responsible use of technology. The rapid advancement of artificial intelligence and biotechnology presents both opportunities and threats. We must ensure that these technologies are developed and used with adequate safeguards against misuse. The Doomsday Clock is a sobering reminder of the risks we face. It is up to us to turn back the hands of time and ensure a safer future.